Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. So we just done a live show. We talked about the latest on Sane and the latest on Buemo, Sesko, and a couple of other players. Now, since then, David Johnston has announced that Buemo has decided to join Man United. So we have to move quick. As I told you guys in the live show, this time around, I don't think there's a way you can just say, okay, let's just wait for July, August. No, this time I think by June, most of those players that are wanted will be gone. So you have to move quick whether you want it or not. So there's a market of like 20 to 25 players who are wanted by several teams. So, or before even Man United signed players like Cunha. So let's say last month, there was players who are available like Cunha and Buemo and Sesko and Gyokeres, Rodrigo, Nico Williams, Lukman, Shirky, Vats, Karkes, Frimpong, Ekitike, Dilap. There's a group of like 20, 25 players, frontline players, and even let's say even midfielders, if you include Zubimendi and a couple of other players. Out of those 20, 25 players, I think like 20 of them by the end of June will have known what their future looks like, whether they've signed new contracts with their teams, whether they've decided to move on to a different league, to the same league, which team they've decided to move to. We're going to get to know all of that by the end of June. So we have to move quick. Now, at the time of speaking, Bohema's already gone. I mean, we've just talked on the live show like 4 hours ago, and I did tell you guys I would take Mbemo, but he's not as important as a left winger. I need us to get a left winger first. That is exactly what I said on the live show. Get me a striker, get me a left winger, and then if you can get Mbemo as well, well and good. But the first one we should be going for is a striker and the left winger, because we already have Saka. As a backup would be great to have that option, but going to spend 50, 60 million on him before we've sorted out our left wing and striker position doesn't make sense. But either way, he's gone. He's a player that we've been mentioned as being linked to. Cunha as well, we've been linked to him since January. We've been linked to Ekitike, Sesko, Gyokeres, all these guys. We have to move quick. So how quickly will we move? Now, according to Sky Sports, there is more certainty in Arsenal's executive structure following the appointment of Andrea Berta. As a result, Arsenal are expected to be very decisive in this transfer window. I would expect them to get their business done efficiently. Now, hoping that is the case because, as I've said, we have to move quick. Now, the fact that we have Andrea Bat is giving me confidence that you're going to be able to get the players that we want and as quickly as you want. That is a good thing. Now, right now, if you had Edu still like in the project, again, I'll say what I said in the live show. I don't think Edu was a completely terrible, like he made every single signing terrible. No, but obviously having someone like Andrea Bat who has the experience and he's done it before and he has the connections, and just to have a freshener in the board, it is something that has given me more confidence heading into this transfer window, the appointment of Andrea Berta. So right now we have no choice. We have to move quickly. We have to get the players that we need to get. Players like backup goalkeeper and backup defender, that one we can go for that in July. But these main players that we want, the strikers and the wingers, we have to move very, very quickly. Teams are not going to wait for you. And the fear is it would be a disaster if we got to July and Gyokeres is the Chelsea player and Cunha and Buemo are United players, and goodness me, Gyokeres maybe is a Liverpool player. Maybe Sesko's decided to join Liverpool and Gyokeres decided to join Chelsea, and Dilap is a Chelsea player, and Man City have signed Reinders and Gibbs White, and you look at Ekitike has moved on to a Tottenham, and Eze decided to move on to, I don't know, a Man City. It would be disastrous if you look at July and every single team have signed all those players. It would be disastrous because we are the ones who really need those forward players more than any of those players, actually, more than any of those teams. So we have to move quickly. And as I've said, as a result, Arsenal expected to be very decisive. We have to be. I don't think we have a choice. So let's be as decisive as possible. Now, one thing that we haven't decided yet is Sesko and Gyokeres. Now, according to Sami Mokbel, who's been very, very accurate with the Arsenal news since January, Arsenal are working towards confirming the frameworks of both Viktor Gyokeres and Benjamin Sesko before deciding which to proceed with. Price is key, and while Sesko has near universal backing at the club, Gyokeres is more economical. Now, there's still rumors going around that Sesko would cost 80, 85, 90 million. Now, most people have said it's not true, but there's still reports going around saying that would be the case. Now, as I said, if you decide to, let's say if that's the case, Sesko is 90 million and Gyokeres is 60 million. If you sign Sesko for that 90 million, it has to work. If it fails even for one season, it would be disastrous for whoever signed him, and it would be disastrous for Arteta, especially if he didn't do well next season. It would be disastrous. So for Arteta himself, he has to go for a player who knows is going to help him next season. For the team, the team might tell him, hey, he wants Sesko because he's younger, he fits in the project. But if Arteta is also looking at his future as well, and the fact that we want to win next season and he wants to win next season, he would probably have to tell them like, hey, I want a striker who's going to put in the goals for me right now. Now, as I said, Sesko is a good player, but if you look at the price and you say Sesko is 90 million and Gyokeres is 60 million, then I think that is a no-brainer he would go for. So Gyokeres is still being considered. Is a player who's being considered, and is a player we've been linked to since last season. Same with Benjamin Sesko. But it's two players that we have to move very quickly. We have to decide who we're going to sign very, very quickly, because the teams are not going to wait for us. These teams are not going to wait for us. Gyokeres has been linked to a few different teams. Same with Sesko. I'm hearing there's a couple of teams that want Sesko as well. So we have no time. Liverpool might be looking for a striker. Man United are definitely looking for a striker. And with that said, Man United is a terrible team. But I still don't know why those players are going there anyway. But if you look at their striking force right now, if they have Mbemo and Cunha there, even without looking at the third player, whoever it is, it's Højlund or Zaxi, whatever, even just those two players, you can say they have a better forward line than ours, Man United. So that is problematic. When Brentford have a better attack than yours, and Man United have a better attack than yours, and Chelsea have a better attack than yours, and Man City and Liverpool and Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, if you look at all those teams and they have better attacks than you, that is problematic. If you're trying to win the league in the Champions League, that is quite problematic. So price is key, and while Sesko has a near universal backing, so basically they're saying most of the board wants Sesko, but Gyokeres is more economical in terms of saving money. And yeah, we have to be very careful who we sign, how much we put them in terms of wages, because I think we messed up putting Havertz on 270,000 per week. That was a mistake. Right now, players like Gabriel, like 19th on our wage list when he should be like in the top 3. There's a lot of things that need to change there. Jesus is out for 9 months. He's amongst our top earning players. You can't go and sign a winger for 100 million and a striker for 100 million. You have to know how to balance it out so that you can also maybe afford to get an attacking midfielder and a good backup defender and all that. So we just have to make the right decisions this time. We've messed up the last couple of transfer windows. This time, there's no room for messing up. Now, as Fabrizio has reported, Arsenal and RB Leipzig began talks around 1 week ago. Arsenal's interest in Benjamin Sesko is serious. Yep, we are very, very... I think we already know that Arsenal is very serious with Sesko. I'm not sure whether we are very serious with Gyokeres. I feel like we're very serious with Sesko, but serious with Gyokeres. So I don't know how it's going to end up being between those two, but it's definitely something that we need to move fast. As reported here as well, Arsenal not the only club in concrete talks for Benjamin Sesko. Both Liverpool and Man United are also seriously interested. Due to a gentleman's agreement, the final fee is expected to be below 100 million euros plus bonuses. So let's just say something like 80 million pounds. Still a lot of money, still has to work if you get him. You have no margin for error at all where we're trying to be. It has to work. It has to work out. So hopefully we've made a decision very soon, because again, there's that fear of, if next week we hear that Sesko is going to Liverpool and Gyokeres is going to Chelsea, then who's next? Because Isaac was the person who started on the list. So who's the fourth one and the fifth one? We can't afford to do that. We have to go out there and get the players we want. We wanted Declan Rice. We went there. We beat Man City and Bayern Munich to them. We wanted Havertz. We went there. We beat Bayern Munich to him. We wanted David Raya. We went there and he beat beat Bayern Munich to him. We have to do that with these players as well. The strikers and the forward players that we want. If you want Rodrigo, make sure you beat Liverpool and Man City to them or to him. And Sesko, if you want to, make sure you beat those other teams to him. And same with Gyokeres. We have to get these players that we want. We cannot go for the 4th and 5th choice this time round. No. Leroy Sane. According to Sky Sports as well, Leroy Sane appears to have been offered to Arsenal, but Arsenal have shown no real interest in signing him. So it's looking like Arsenal don't really want Sane. The people who are pushing this news is his agent and maybe the journalist, but Arsenal don't really want Sane. Now, why don't Arsenal want Sane? I don't know. Is it because of the wages that he'd ask? Is it because Arsenal have seen what has happened with Sterling and Willian, signing up players already won everything and going towards the end of their career? I mean, Sterling had already moved on from Man City. Chelsea wanted to move him on. Sane has already moved on from Man City. Bayern wants to move him on. That's like the third step. That's the same as Sterling. Not really 30 years of age, but approaching it exactly like Sterling. They've been playing for long. They've had big impact at Man City before, same as Sterling. Is that the reason why you don't want him, because of what happened? Is it because of the wages it demand? Or is it because we're actually very serious about other targets? I mean, I did say if we're signing a striker and signing a left winger, and then you get Sane as the third option, I have no problem with that because it's a free deal. But not a striker and then Sane is your first choice winger as a signing. No. I want players who are hungry and ready to go right now. Players who can deliver for us right now. A signing who would excite the whole camp, the fans, the players, the team. The manager would be like, okay, now I have options. There's Trossard and Martinelli still there, but now I have Rodrigo who can give them competition. He can be starting games. You have Saka there. Odegaard can look at it and be like, okay, now I have a striker who I can pass the ball to. All that we need to, and we have to be quick as well. We don't have enough time at all. So for those who didn't want Sane, this is a relief. It doesn't look like we really wanted him, but hopefully don't find ourselves in the position where we've done a few times. I have to go back to 2011, when he lost 8-2 to Man United and we had not signed players, and we panicked and we went and signed Mertesacker and Park Chu-young and Benayoun and Andre Santos. You hear the names I'm mentioning, that is because we panicked and we just went and signed players. That is the same thing that happened with Sterling and Neto. We panicked, oh my goodness, Ramsdale is leaving, and we don't have a backup goalkeeper. Turner is leaving. Oh my goodness, we have to go and get Nelson is leaving as well. We have to go and get Sterling. And we have to go and get Turner. Left 2 years ago. I don't know why I brought up Turner. Ramsdale left. We panicked, had to bring in a backup goalkeeper in Neto. Nelson, Vieira, and Nketiah, Smith-Rowe all left. We panicked. We had to bring in a forward player. We went for Sterling. I don't like those panic buys. We have to be ready, and you have to know what you're going to do so that you get your fast options. Not every single position you're going to get fast options, but don't go for the last option in the transfer market. Sterling was the last option. When you go to pick even a soda from a supermarket and, everything is gone, and you just pick the one that you didn't want because it's the last one that is there. Nah, we can't be doing that, We cannot be doing, or the last two pieces when you're going to buy chicken or something. Nah, you have to, go there when the cook has just arrived and, he's made the first bunch, the fresh ones. Those are the ones you pick. So yeah, let's not wait for all the chicken and the beef to end and, go and get the remainder, the vegetables that are remaining on the buffet. No, let's not do that. So let's go for it. Let's move as quickly as possible. Hopefully by tomorrow you can hear bigger news, because right now Liverpool are already going for their third signing. I'm hearing they're going for Gyokeres. Chelsea are moving quickly. Man United are signing Konya and Mbeumo. That's actually surprising. I didn't think they were going to pull that off, being 15th. Teams are going to move fast. Teams are going. Man City, you just know. You don't even have to tell you about Man City. Man City are definitely going to buy a couple of big players, especially after last season. So you have to be quick if you want to compete. If you mess around, you're first, and then you're second, and then now you're competing for third, and then boom, you're back to competing for fourth. You have to be serious. So let me know what you make of all that. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check out the live show we did earlier. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next